We're back this week with 10 more styles for you to try in Midjourney or any AI art platform. Simply add these to the end of your prompt separated by a comma and you should hopefully get images a lot like the ones I'm about to show you. And the first is as a junk sculpture. So this is the idea of sculpting something out of junk, bits and pieces, and you can see Midjourney handles this really quite well. The inclusion of little bits of rusty elements along with sort of like chipped, painted or faded elements makes for a good sort of sculpture, but also the way it sort of adds a little bit of variety to the way it actually sets up the sculptures, the way it's laid out. I love what it's done with the Statue of Liberty here and with Batman, how it has different types and different color schemes depending on the subject. But overall, it tends to just really create a really nifty effect, something you could look at, almost feel like you could build in real life if you had all the parts. So definitely one I thought I'd share with you guys and thought you might be able to have a lot of fun with it. But moving on to our next style, and we have inspired by the Gilded Age. So this is definitely a nice kind of period style. I love what it's done to the woman's face here. It's added some like gold decoration, but otherwise the way it handles things like clothing and fashion just does a really good job. And also the interior of the room that the dog is in, it just does a really good job of transforming the subject and the environment that it's in and giving it a little bit of a almost like a gold, old-fashioned tint to it as well. I love what it's done with Superman, the way it's changed Optimus Prime. Everyone looks a little bit more expensive, a little bit more classical, and the Terminator looks like a robotic servant here, very prim and proper. And even the Samurai, he's dressed a little bit better as well. So a nice addition to that one. But mixing it up, we have inspired by Rainbow Friends. So I don't know how well it's actually nailed the Rainbow Friends here, but the way it transforms images, at least a good chunk of the time, not all the time, is interesting. It cartoons them up, makes them look a little bit furry. And on top of that, always a rainbow element thrown in there somewhere. I really love, I've shown you the best of the most transformative ones here, but sometimes you just get stuff like this with a bit of rainbow, a little bit of difference. But overall, this is a great transformative effect. And if you love a lot of bright, different colors in your images, this is definitely one to throw in there to see what kind of results you can make happen. I also love the way it just kind of like changed the color of the dog's fur on this one. And my favorite, this one, the samurai standing in front of Mount Fuji, I love the way it lined all the colors up. But moving on to something much more dark is inspired by the Grim Reaper. So more of a character style, the way it adds the skull elements like face paint to the woman's face. And of course, Darth Vader has more like a lightsaber scythe, but overall adds in the hoods, dulls down the colors, gets everyone looking a little bit more scary, a little bit more gothic, and even the deadly look on the lion's face I thought was a really nice addition. So I just love the idea, just the way it transforms your characters. It's a great way to see how Midjourney identifies the personality of certain characters and what it infuses into them when you add this in. And the Hulk here looking pretty, almost tribal in the way he's sort of put together. But also, if you're looking for some more styles, don't forget I have 24 free mood boards and you can download. It's all in a PDF file. The link for it is in the description below. So check that out if you're looking to try some more mood boards with your Midjourney AI art. But moving on, we have in the style of Cupid. So this is a little bit of a reaction to the Grim Reaper. We're going for something lighter and more sort of cute. The way it infuses the wings and the bow in a lot of these characters, I think is a really cool touch. And some of these images just are a really nice blend of something serious along with something light and sort of cutesy like Optimus Prime here. But I love the way it takes like Darth Maul and adds a little ring to his head. All these images, the way it's added the wings and everything, changed the layout, I think is really, really impressive. Even Hulk is looking a bit more serious in the way he handles his Cupid duties. Or if you move on to the futuristic car, there's love hearts on the car, which I thought was a nice sort of impact. And of course, a lion is in the shape of a love heart. So definitely one worth playing with if you like what you see here. But now we have in the style of Maurits, Cornelis, Escher. I have trouble to pronounce that name, but basically we've got a very sort of optical illusion style effect or sort of objects added around a lot of our subjects. It tends to be very geometric in nature, and also quite often just the way it changes things is a little bit surreal as well. I don't know if you get the exact effect that we're probably thinking, but the impact it has is very very easy to see. Like I said, the geometric 45-degree angles, the blockiness. It makes for a very interesting effect to add to your images. So definitely one worth having a play with. AI tends to pick up elements, not so much subjects, pretty well when it comes to this kind of thing. But also in the night garden, Iggle Piggle style. If you have had kids in the last 10 years, you've probably seen this show, had nightmares about it. But I thought it'd be worth trying as an AI art style, and I love the transformative effect it's had, all the way it's just popped the Terminator in with a couple of cuddly teddy bears in the night garden. It hasn't really nailed the style, but it's definitely tried to head in the direction of the genre, which is like a kid's show. This is more like a Lego samurai here. But I found this did a really, really good job of creating some unique, fuzzy-looking little characters. Not every time, but most of the time, so definitely if you like the look of this, give it a go. Now we have Minecraft video game Screencap, and I think it's pretty self-explanatory what you can expect here, but the way it renders the images like a screen cap from Minecraft, although I would say very much in high definition mode or whatever the version of that is, the way it adds in the blockiness. I love the character of the Terminator here. This looks really, really cool, and also this looks like the coolest Mario game, just the way it's laid out. It does a really good job of just creating that Minecraft style and giving it a bit of lighting, making it a bit interesting, and just the screen cap style, I think, just adds a little bit more of an in-game element or an in-game feel to the images. So I love the blocks in the tiger here, a little bit different. Also Goku looking a little bit funny here, but overall a very nifty effect. But we want to move on to as an ancient African statue. African statues have very cool elements added into them. So I tried this out and I love the way it transforms the characters, adds in an African style and African elements to the statues, especially the waterfall here. This looks so grand, like something that's been uncovered in a film. But otherwise, the statues themselves, just I love what it does with them, the way it takes in the subject, adds a little bit more to it, and just gives it like a really old-fashioned look. It's almost tribal look, or this really cool sort of statue of the dog in this instance. But also, I really love what it did with the Terminator here. It's kind of a bit of skull elements, bit of face elements, and also a bit of African statue elements. Moebius comic style, though. Moebius is a massive pioneer in the comic book world, having one of the original guys who created very high detail comic panels, influenced a whole bunch of comic book artists from the 70s onwards, and you can see the style present here very effectively. That detail looks a lot like his work, at least from my perspective. I haven't seen a lot of it, but I've seen a bit, and this looks like it's married up pretty well. But overall, it's just a lot of fun to play with. It's a lot of fun to see what Midjourney produces, and I think it's got a pretty good grasp on it, at least from a very basic angle. So if you're a fan of highly detailed drawings in a comic art style, this is definitely one to work with. It does a great job with the color as well, combining the color with the drawing style. Like this picture of Optimus Prime just looks fantastic. Even though the colors aren't right, the detail is very impressive. And what he's done with Batman here, or what the AI's done with Batman here, also pretty cool. But otherwise, those are the styles for this week, guys. And I hope you found them useful and interesting. If you did, please consider giving the video a like. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Hope to see you again soon, and have a great day.